Hello and welcome back to another edition of the Michigan Conservative Roundtable. My name is Mac, this is Thirsty, this is TJ, and today we're going to thank all of our subscribers for their support. We're trying to get to 1,000, so if you just hit that subscribe button, and it should be right in this corner over here by TJ's arm, go ahead and hit that, and it will help us greatly get to 1,000 subscribers. So today, I have a question, and I'm sure just about everyone's asked it, but maybe we can discuss it and come up with an exact answer. Is how are people in Congress who make $174,000 a year how do they have $114 million of wealth personally? How does that happen?
Well,
you guys got any answers?
Right off the bat, they're engaged in criminal activity that they seem to be immune from.
Yes.
One of my favorite shows is Billions, where they're out to get Bobby Axelrod. And I got to tell you, these people in Congress, they themselves are as guilty of insider trading as anybody.
I believe that.
Yet they seem to be immune to, and you know what? And we've talked about this other sorts of ways with other sorts of laws that they'll make a law and somehow they're just immune to it. I mean, it's you peons have to abide by this law. We're the elite, so we don't have to, or this or that, or because they heard it from a guy who heard it from a guy. Somehow that gets their ass out of the ringer, I'll keep yapping.
Yeah, well, that's fine.
Well, it doesn't really hurt when, say, like Nancy Pelosi's husband owns stock in the Dominion Company.
Yeah.
I read an article.
Where might he have gotten the idea for that?
Oh, I don't know. But
And this is what I'm saying is Nancy Pelosi might have heard it from somebody who heard it from somebody, and well, she doesn't personally own the stock, her husband does, and by the even just the faintest technicality, well, he can't be charged, and it's bovine excrement.
Look at the basically the money laundering that I think it's Ilhan Omar, the one that married her brother.
Yeah, from Minnesota.
Yeah, she used her campaign funds to go through his company, basically to advise on her campaign. So basically she paid her husband to do nothing. And
yeah.
don't tell me people like Obama are getting, $10-20 million or something for speaking fees and book deals. The Clintons, they're pre-selling books.
Well, the Clintons definitely, and every former president makes money off writing a book or giving speeches. But not to that degree, right?
And something I think not knowing the finer intricacies of whatever was agreed upon, but you have companies through intermediaries will say to a representative, if this law is passed, we stand to make money, and we'll give you shares in the company or something. And so therein is how they'll reap who knows how many thousands, if not millions of dollars, just on the dividends of the stock that they
could even use a private citizen such as ourselves. The XYZ company calls Mac and says, "Hey, I got this tip," or they don't even tell me who they are. They just say, "I have a tip, and could you pass this along to your state representative?" Who then passes it along to their congressional member, and for that phone call, maybe I get something.
Well, I don't know exactly how they're coming up with the information, but there was a bunch of college kids, I just read an article on it, that they're following the stocks that Nancy Pelosi is buying into, and they're making money hand over fist. So obviously she knows something that the average, day trader
I'm sure she's just
doesn't.
Brilliant. I mean, she's obviously, if you listen to her talk, she's obviously brilliant. I mean, anybody could see that. But, it's all fishy. Nobody really seems to care. I mean, you remember John McCain? He was like a broken record. Campaign finance reform. And the only guy that ever went to jail for doing funny stuff was Dinesh D'Souza. And that was, you know, person A lends person B money to contribute, and then you pay me back. Well, that's not legal. But Facebook can donate $500 million, and that doesn't seem to be a problem.
Well, it's all dirty, and through the slimmest of technicalities, they get a pass. It also goes to the whole premise of a two-tier justice system. You know, the peons in flyover country. This is what you have to abide by, and the people in the D.C. bubble elite, right? They're immune to any of it. You know,
if you look at the January 6th thing, they can't even. They're charging these people with an insurrection. When I would tell you the worst they did, what they did was stupid, and they stepped right into the bear trap. But the worst they did was trespassing.
Yeah.
They didn't even break in. They were let in by the FBI and the corrupt Capitol Police. So,
see, even like with the the upper echelon of these elites and whatever, somebody's going to have a sacrifice, because people like Nancy Pelosi and all these people can do the insider trading, but you got to have a sacrifice like Martha Stewart with the whole Enron scandal.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, wait a minute. She's not immune, so you got to be careful, because it doesn't matter if you're a celebrity, you're still going to go to jail.
And remember, you bring up Martha Stewart, what they finally got her on.
Was it a tax evasion or something like that?
Lying to the FBI. That's what they got her on.
Well, that's rich.
They got her for lying to the FBI. If there was a person with a grudge to deserved a grudge.
Well, I'm sure she's learned her lesson.
Lying
she's not
to
going
the FBI.
She's not going to go against that grain ever again.
Yeah.
I think that the Congress, in particular the Democratic Party, has been using labor unions to launder money since as soon as they found out they had any.
Yeah, look what's going on with the UAW.
Yeah.
I mean, how many UAW leaders have been busted just in the past couple of years for money laundering and bribery? And it's...
Well, they're for the working man, so
yeah.
That makes it okay.
Yeah, just like the teachers' unions, right?
Yeah, exactly. They're the worst of all.
Yeah, you go against the teachers' union, and now you're labeled as a domestic terrorist by the DOJ, and you're hauled off, by the police.
Yep. Go to a gulag.
Just because you want to speak your mind about your child's education.
Yeah.
All of a sudden,
Yeah, speaking out or being disruptive, perhaps even at a meeting, which I think is the worst they've done. Well, that needs the attention of Homeland Security now.
You bring up that teachers thing, and it's slightly off topic, but I'm going to throw it in here. A guy went before a school board a few nights back, I saw, and this was after the DOJ had said anyone threatening a school board will be charged with terrorism. So he goes before the school board and says, hey, look, since we're not allowed to complain about your curriculum that you're going to force on our children, and at that moment serves them with a $200 million lawsuit.
Awesome.
And says, okay, since if I come in here and upset you guys, I'm a terrorist. Well, here, and I'm at that point, at that moment, serves them with each person was enumerated in this lawsuit. So
well, that's some accountability that I'm all for.
And is the guy going to win? Who knows? But I think that was his way. I think that was his way of pushback.
Well, they'll just get it in front of a leftist judge of their choosing, and it'll get tossed out.
Well, but maybe that'll keep from being charged as a terrorist, though. So I guess that's what happens.
You guys got anything else?
Well, just like you said, it goes in front of a leftist judge. Money can buy a lot of silence.
Sure can.
And it's that teardrop system. First you pay off the judges pay off the lobbyists pay off the politicians. There's your millions right there.
Well, Congress does not have a financial disclosure requirement. That ought to change. Problem is, the only ones who are going to change it are the crooks that are in Congress, and that's not going to happen. So maybe we could get it on the ballot as a national referendum. That would be nice. Because the president has to put his stuff in a blind trust. which means he doesn't, which I don't trust either, but it would be nice if they had to do that too. I think these people would not stick around for 38 years if they had any accountability whatsoever. So, with that, I guess we'll wrap it up, and as we like to say on the Michigan Conservative Roundtable, be safe, watch your six, don't tread on me.